Hey, 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 it's Coach Kimberly, and I am coming to you live at 8:55 on Saturday night. Yes, I know you're probably out having an amazing time, but hopefully you'll catch this on the replay, or maybe you're just chilling around the house and it's time to catch it live. Listen, it is the 16th day of March, and we are moving, better yet, we're marching forward on this movement. And I'm super excited to come to you live. Hey, Kristen. Another day to just share with you another nugget to help you continue marching forward as you build your life to that next level. Guys, you know, over the last 15 days, we've been talking about marching forward and everything that it entails. We started off this campaign by first recognizing some goals that you may have in your back pocket, goals that you've delayed or deferred for whatever reason. And my challenge to you is to pull them out and to move forward with your life. We started talking about goals. We talked about the process of visualization and how in order to see your dream become a reality, there's action that we must take. Hey, Virginia. There's things that we have to do to make sure we are putting things in place to bring it to reality. Good evening, Cheryl. Hey, Raven. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome, welcome. Guys, I'm just getting started talking a little bit about marching forward on this 16th day of March. And I was just recapping. For those of you that are brand new and have not watched any of my videos, I've been talking over the last 15 days about things you can do to help you march forward. And it's been everything from setting a goal to making a commitment to being disciplined, as well as coming alongside with someone as your accountability partner. We know that we cannot do this journey called life alone. I've talked about things from just recognizing that life is a marathon and that it's not a sprint. And in order to do that, to do life, we have to be willing to stay the course. We have to be willing to go the distance. Hey, Kathy, I saw you this morning with your hair out in the sun top, enjoying the California sun. So tonight, I'm just going to talk about something simple. Again, it's another late night. I've had a full day, started off the morning just having a ball with different people and just continued on. And now I find myself here at 9 o'clock again, going live. But guess what? Better late than never. So here I am. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about going big or going home. And I thought that was a huge, huge topic because what I found over the years and even just recently, I've been talking to a lot of people who share with me that they don't believe. They don't believe that they can reach their goals at 50 or reach their goals close to 60. And they're afraid and they're just really staying still. Guys, I'm here to tell you it's time to think big, to dream big, and to live big. But the reality is we have to set ourselves up and we create dreams that are going to put us in that place. So many of us have gotten accustomed to thinking small. And the reality is if your goal is not scaring you, it's not big enough. It's not big enough. And we need to go back to the table and recreate it. And the reality is if there is no passion to be found in playing small, when you settle for life that is less than the one you are capable of living, there's no justice there. So I want to challenge you to step outside of that comfort zone. Step outside of your box to dream big and think about things that you want for yourself beyond where you are today. And I'll tell you, I'll give you an example of something that scared me, but I was not afraid and I made the decision that I'm moving forward. Hey, Elena. Hey, Cynthia. Just talking about the concept of this thing called an Ironman. For those of you that don't know, an Ironman is 2.4 mile swim, followed by a 112 mile bike ride, followed by a 26.2 mile run. Now, I remember watching on television years ago, people creating, or better yet, finishing the Ironman, and half of them could barely walk. They were dehydrated, their joints had locked up, and I thought to myself, who would do that? It's ridiculous. It's impossible. No person known to man can do it. But the reality was I was watching people that were doing it on television. They may not have finished it at full health or full strength, but they finished it. Hey, Rocio. Hey, Jeff. How are you? Welcome, welcome. I'm talking about this concept of go big, to go big or go home. Because if you're playing small, there's no need to get into the game. And I was talking about Iron Man when watching this experience and thinking it's ridiculous. Never, ever, ever in a million years is it possible. But I remember one year making the decision that, you know what? I'm going to go for it. Didn't know how, didn't know when, but I thought I'd go for it. And I started with learning how to swim. Now, I grew up swimming. I swam in the pools in the community and around my home at Foster Park. For those of you that may be from Chicago and know that park, I swam there. But lap swimming was not something that was in my forte. I came and I decided to learn how to really swim so I can do this event called an Ironman. Well, I started with the sprint. So I started with a baby step. Right? Sprint, shorter distance, getting my feet wet. And I'll tell you, when I did that sprint, my swimming was horrible. I remember I did it at the CRC in Temecula, and I remember some amazing athletes surrounding me, cheering me on, and encouraging me to keep going. I was terrified. But you know what? I said I'm going to keep going. After that experience, I decided I'm going to keep working on my swimming because that was the thing that held me back. I could bike, I could run, but swimming was not my thing. So I had to keep working on that. And then I decided I'm going to go from a sprint distance to a half Ironman, which is quite a distance. But again, go big or go home, right? So I went and started training. Again, never, ever sure that I could even do this. I began training with people, athletes, other people who had done it, been there, and they encouraged me along the way. I trained, and guess what? I did it. I did it along with 4 of my girlfriends that live here in Southern California, amazing athletes. And I remember thinking, wow, there's still something left inside of me. I'm ready for the Ironman. Now, crazy, but I knew that if this goal didn't scare me, it wasn't going to happen. And that's what I want to challenge you guys to do. Think about something in your life that you want to accomplish. Whether it's on your job, maybe it's something with your family, maybe take a month-long vacation to Europe. Maybe it's something athletically. Whatever that is, I want to challenge you. Step outside that box and stop playing it safe. Safe doesn't get us awards. Safe doesn't bring the reward. Safe doesn't bring that heart feeling that we get when we go bigger than ourselves. We have to be willing to step out, guys, because it's true. What do you have to lose? Yeah, I could have lost my life. Big deal, right? But I would have left it full of joy knowing that I worked hard for something that I really, really want. I know you guys are probably thinking I'm crazy, but you know what? That's how it is sometimes. When you're stepping outside of yourself, you have to be willing to do something that's going to challenge you, to help you develop a skill set, help you develop strength that you never, ever had or never even imagined. So I want to challenge you. I remember Michael Jordan saying the comment. He says, maybe it was Wayne Gretzky. He says, when you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So if you don't dream big, if you don't live big, you won't ever accomplish it. So there I was on the midst of this Ironman journey. Again, something I saw people do, something I heard, and I decided I'm going to train. And guys, let me tell you, there's some serious training required. You're riding bikes for 5 hours. You're swimming 2 miles. You're running, 12, 13, 15, 20, 22 miles. But I realized that I learned something in that journey, not just about the sport in itself, but I learned something about myself. I learned that when I saw myself accomplish things over and over again, it became addictive to me. And I decided that, you know what, I'm going to keep going. And that's how I went from running a 5K to a 10K, half marathon, Ironman, triathlon, ultra Ironman, 50-mile race, all these ridiculous things that looked ridiculous to me at the beginning that now are my reality. And I want you to think about, what is that thing in your life that you've dreamed about, that you've wanted to see yourself accomplish, but fear held you back? We're going to talk about fear in a few days. Fear held you back. Or maybe it was your limiting belief that you couldn't do it. Maybe you didn't believe it was possible. But guys, I'm here to tell you, Dream big. Go big or go home. Stay at home if you're not going to step outside your box and allow yourself to really live life at the next level. There's so much waiting for us, but we have to be willing to step outside the box. Remember, there's nothing to be lost. There's only gain. And the reality is, when you see that success, guess what happens? It becomes addictive, and you want to do it over and over and over and over and over again. And I'll tell you, those are good addictions. When you can see yourself going to that next place. Will you fail in the process? Yes. Will it be scary? Yes. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Guys, I tell you, I live life at a whole new level. Moving to California has transformed my life. I lived in Chicago. I lived indoors. It's cold. It rained all the time. I'm in California. I get to experience life at a new level. The weather is beautiful. There's mountains. There's the ocean. And as a result, I've stepped outside of my box. And I'm so glad that I did. Now I dream at the next level. Now, I've always been a big thinker, a big dreamer, and I did things in my corporate career way above what I ever imagined. But because I was willing to challenge myself, I experienced that. Guys, I want to say, if you're going to be a zombie in a movie, you don't want to be that. You want to take yourself to the next level. Hi, kid. Welcome, welcome. I believe that you don't want to play the small guy. You want to play a person that you look up to, somebody that you aspire to be. Make that person you, not just the person you see on TV or the friend that you've watched from a distance. You become that person that you desire to be. Remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. So I'm here to challenge you. Dream big, think big, and live big. All right, guys, listen, that's it for me tonight. I want to wish you a great evening. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see you tomorrow. And tomorrow, we're going to talk about another concept to help you move and march forward in your life. If you're just tuning in, make sure you go back to the last 15 videos and see where we are to learn about how you march forward, not just in the month of March, but for the rest of the year, and better yet, for the rest of your life. All right, guys, I love you. I appreciate you, and I want you to go big or go home. Good night.